There are misconceptions about pigs that we need to talk about in this video. And the first one is when pigs eat their own placenta, they end up eating the piglet as a result. And this one is in relation to the sow. It's the sows that farrow. And it is believed that when they eat the placenta, due to the salty nature of the placenta, after consuming the placenta, they will go back and consume the piglet, which is not true. If your sow eats piglet, it is her nature and that is her behavior, or she has inherited it from her mother, or she picked it by herself. Eating the placenta alone is not a contributing factor to that. So this is it. With the placenta, it even helps your pigs because this placenta contains other hormones that are already inside there, like the oxytocin like this is already inside. And we all know what this oxytocin does for the pigs. It helps her with bonding with the piglet. She develops this kind of maternal care for the piglet. So eating the placenta should even motivate her to care for the piglet a lot. And the second one is pigs bite. Like pigs bite humans. I have been a farmer like this and I've encountered a number of situations, especially with the buyers, people that even come to buy pigs from my farm. Anytime they come and like I catch this pig and I try to give the pig to them, just telling them to even help me hold or lift the pig from the pen outside the pen for them. They are afraid to hold it. Why? Because they said pigs bite, so they are afraid they'll be bitten by the pigs. But I must say, pigs do not bite. And like any creature, they only bite, they feel too threatened. That is where they start to bite you. But under normal circumstances, pigs don't bite. I can hold their ears, do what I want to do with them. There's no way they're going to attack. It only gets scary. That is just to make you know that you might be crossing your boundaries and you should reduce or go back a bit. And again, another one I've also encountered is pigs eat their own piglet. This one is similar to the first one, but with the first one, it is related to her eating the placenta. But with this one, it's a general thing that pigs eat piglet. And this is not also true. They don't eat piglet. Many farmers tell me that, Francis, I don't want to lose my piglet. So how do I know the sow is about to farrow so that I'll be on the farm to assist the sow during the delivery and then I will be able to take the piglets once they come out so that she doesn't eat them. I've heard pigs eat piglet or a lot on the farm. I don't want mine to be eaten this time. Help me. No, pigs don't eat their own piglet. It is only if it is in their DNA, it is their behavior, or they inherited it, that is where they eat their own piglet. And it also results from you not feeding the pig. If she's pregnant and you have not been feeding her well, in that case, there's definitely stress on her. And if she comes out, the hunger is too much, she needs to survive. That is where she might consider. The emphasis is on might. She might consider to eat the piglet so that she'll gain the energy to survive. Aside that, pigs don't eat their own piglet. They only attack them. For attacking is very, very frequent. They can attack them, especially their first mothers. If the piglets try to suckle them, that is where they attack. Some will attack to the point of killing the piglet, but they will not eat the piglet. You go back and find the piglet on the farm and then you discard them. But pigs don't eat their own piglet under normal circumstances. And the next one we have also been told to believe is pigs do not have sweat glands. Like humans, we have this sweat that in hot afternoons, you see that there will be some kind of water on your skin. That is the sweat I'm talking about. As I'm even making this video with this thing, you can use it to clean myself like that. Okay. uh People say pigs don't have sweat glands, but they have. But what they have is very unfunctional. They have it all right, but instead of it to help them get excess heat out of their body, this is not able to do that. They have it all right, but they don't help in regulating their body temperatures. So for pigs, they also have sweat glands, but it is not functional. That is the key you should note. It is not functional. Again, people say pigs are dirty. Pigs are not dirty, please. They are never dirty animals. The only thing is, like I just said, they don't have these functional sweat glands to help them expel excess heat in their system. So if they feel hot or their temperature rises to above the standard they can accept, that is where they look for this anything containing water. If it's urine, they go to lie in. If it is their own poops, they go to lie on it. And whatever that is around that can help them cool their bodies, that's where they go to lie on it. Under normal circumstances, pigs are very clean animals. If you provide them with sawdust, you always see them to be looking clean because in the sawdust, they urinate inside it and the water is already inside, so they lie on it and they feel comfortable. In terms of this dirt we are talking about, if you have a pig in a room, most of them are able to differentiate between where to poop and where to eat, and even where to lie. Where they sleep, they hardly go there to poop. So that is also a way to let you know that pigs are not dirty. They know what to do. They know where to put their waste and where to sleep comfortably for themselves. Pigs are never dirty. It depends on how you manage them on the farm and how you train them as they grow. Personally, what I've encountered is that if you have a lot of pigs, like 15, 16 in the room, it is very difficult for you to maintain this kind of demarcations where they'll be able to know exactly where to poop and where to not poop. Because whilst this one is trying not to poop, another one will go there and poop. And where this one is going to do the same thing, another pig will not prefer to go there. So you see that they end up scattering the whole place with poops because they have individual preference in the same room. But in a situation whereby there's only one pig or two, that one you can even train them to find a particular suitable place for them to poop. That is, before you do the cleaning, if you go to find them poop, before you see you do the cleaning, before you do the cleaning, you just sweep the poop and leave it at a convenient place that you yourself you have demarcated and you want that particular spot to be where they should be pooping. Don't collect the waste, just leave it there for them. And then take the feed, drop it at a place you want them to be eating, and leave the poop there with them. You see that the pigs will allow the poop to be there, and gradually they'll get used to it and know that this is a spot we are supposed to be pooping and this is where we are to eat. And the next one is pigs are always hungry. So that is why you also hear you eat like a pig, you eat like a pig for those who are gluttons. Pigs are not always eating, please. They don't always eat. They get to a time your pig will refuse to eat. And for most farmers, they even worry when the pig stops eating. But oftentimes it's normal for them to stop eating at one point, especially in hot weathers. They're already sweating, so there's no need for them to eat any feed to keep producing the heat. So they might reduce or even stop eating completely. Okay, so it's not that pigs always eat. No, it depends on the situation. And some of them, if they're going through pregnancy times like this, they usually struggle to eat. And even if, and for some to, if they come on heat, they don't also show interest in this feed. The feed will be there, all right, but they don't eat. And for some also in normal states, they prefer not to eat because they know their limit. They know that now they are full, they won't eat it. That is where if you continue to drop the feed above what they can consume, they end up taking few of it and leaving the rest there, or just scatter the rest by lying on it and wasting it for you, the farmer. And the next one is also about female pigs, that they should reach at least 6 months old before you breed them. No, that shouldn't be the case. Your pig can be 6 months old or 7 or even 8 and still be looking like a piglet. So in this state, are you going to breed her? No. And there are some too, by 4 months, you see them very big, ready to be mated. With that, you can just cross them and they'll give you the piglet you need. So it depends on the body state of your pig and also the genetic type of it and then the feeding practices you have on your farm. If your pigs are the fast growing ones, such that even 3 months, they are already bigger, meeting them and they accepting the male is okay for you to do. You don't have to wait for them to reach like 10 months, 12 months. No. There are some farms with 10 months pigs, but they still look like a two months pigs, very, very smallish. So with that, you can't breed them. So with the breeding, it does not necessarily have to be about 6 or 7 months. You can breed them at any age, provided they have reached and attained the particular weight and body size you want. Just breed them. And the next one you also to look at is that female pigs do not need assistance during the farrowing process when they are giving birth. That they do not need assistance. They need it more than you do because there are some sows they struggle to bring out the piglet. The pressure is not there. You can see the head of the piglet out or even the legs, but the energy of the sow is already exhausted. In this case, you have to assist. You put on your gloves and you hold the piglet, be pulling it small, small until the piglet comes out. That is how you're assisting the sow. If you don't do this, you might end up losing the sow. And if that happens, that is to say you have also lost the entire piglet like that. So assistance is very, very crucial for pigs as well during the farrowing process. And this one, to people see it because usually you wake up and go to see your farm that your sow has already delivered or farrowed. That one, that's why people say pigs don't need assistance because they farrow at night. And yes, most of them farrow at night. And in the night, maybe you are not on the farm. So the next morning, you go there and see your piglets with the sow. That is perfectly fine for you. But that does not mean if you are there seeing the sow going through all this, you shouldn't assist. Be there to hold the piglet and assist the sow. Even sometimes you have to inject some hormones into the cell to induce the contraction of the muscles to bring out this piglet. These are all forms of assistance we do give our pigs on the farm. The next one is castration is a way to make pigs look bigger. This one is true. It's not so true. And here's the reason. Castrating the pigs does not mean it will always lead to the pigs looking bigger. But if you castrate the pigs, what happens is the male pig is now not very aggressive. And you know, if they become aggressive, that is where a lot of activities do happen. And with that, the little feed they do, they use it to expel or do some activities that will make the feed get exhausted very fast or the nutrients get exhausted very fast. But if you castrate it, they become calm, gentle, such that the little feed they eat, they conserve all the energy and the nutrients. And we know when the nutrient builds up like that, it helps them to increase in their size. That's why we say the castrated pigs look big, but it's not all of them. For the size of the pigs, mostly it depends on the genetics you have on the farm and you being able to supply them with the right nutrients. Like the feeding aspect, you get everything right. You have all the components you're supposed to put into the feed, but that the pigs will feel comfortable and they'll grow for you. By you not feeding your pigs well and going to castrate them, hoping that it will look big, you are only deceiving yourself and causing a pig a pain. Nothing is going to change. They're going to look the same way they used to look on the farm for you forever. But if you castrate, you help improve the quality of the meat. The smell that you are supposed to get from an active boar, you don't get it in the castrated one. And that is where the meat is improved, all right. But castrating to increase the size of your animals shouldn't be the goal for you to do that. And the last one we have to talk about is inbreeding leads to death always of the resulting piglet. No, it's not that if you inbreed them, the resulting piglets will die. That is not the case. We have something we call the genes. That is what is passed on from one generation to another. So let's say you have a sow that has a weaker gene, but the gene has not been able to be expressed fully. And then you mate it with another boar of the same line, such that the boar also has a gene, maybe a defective gene that is also hidden. It means if the two genes that were already hidden in the boar and the sow come to meet each other, that one will be expressed in the piglet. So with that, the gene will now be able to have an effect in the resulting pigs. Okay, but it does not always mean that if you cross pigs of the same mother, same father, you're going to always get a poor looking piglet, and then maybe some of them will even die. That is not the case. Most of the time, too, you'll be able to get some dying and some to coming out weak, not being able to walk, and some to come out, especially if they are males. They are very impotent. They don't even show sign interest in the females at all. They always look calm, gentle like that. You hardly see their genitals even coming out of the socket. So we don't see anything like that. They're always calm. All the focus is to eat. They are all things you can get out of inbreeding. But if you want to practice inbreeding, maybe you do it and then the end result is that you want to use the resulting piglet or the pigs that will come out of that for meat. That one you have no problem because meat definitely you're going to slaughter them and people consume. But if you intend to use them for breeding, maybe sell to other farmers to breed. That's why you don't have to practice the inbreeding. You get a separate sow and a separate boar from different lines and then cross them. But inbreeding necessarily does not lead to death or weaker piglets.